With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
In this question, we have to fill up the blanks in the given statements. In the first part of the question, they are asking us 5 kingdom classification of living organisms was given by dash. 5 kingdom classification was given by R.H. Whittaker, and this system is used even today, where we are placing all the organisms in the living world into 5 distinct kingdoms, which are the Monera kingdom, the Protista kingdom, then we have a separate kingdom for fungi, and after this we have Plantae and Animalia kingdoms. So we are going to fill up the first blank with R.H. Whittaker. After this they are asking the basic smallest unit of classification. Now the classification of living organisms is done on the basis of a hierarchy, where first they are going to be placed in very large groups, which are these kingdoms. Classification begins with these kingdoms, and after this successively we are placing them in much smaller groups on the basis of similarities and dissimilarities among them. So the smallest unit that we use, the basic unit for classification, is species, which is a group of organisms that have the ability to interbreed among themselves. So the smallest unit we are going to say is species. After this, they are asking prokaryotes are grouped in kingdom dash. So out of these 5 kingdoms, protist, fungi, plantae and animalia. These 4 kingdoms, if we look at their cellular structure, they are going to have eukaryotic cells, whereas only in Monera we are going to see prokaryotic cells, which means that they do not have well-defined cell organelles, membrane-bound cell organelles, and their genetic material is also naked. It's not enclosed inside the double membrane nucleus as it is placed in the eukaryotic cells. So prokaryotes, which is the bacteria and all such organisms, are placed in the kingdom Monera. Rest all 4 kingdoms are for eukaryotes. Then they are saying Paramecium is a protist because of its. Now Paramecium, if we look at its characteristics such as the mode of nutrition, it will resemble, it is very similar to animals. It has heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That is, it cannot synthesize its own food. It's dependent on other organisms. So it is very similar to animals in that respect. But the only reason that we are placing Paramecium under Protista is because it is unicellular. Because under Animalia kingdom, all of the organisms that we are going to see, all of the animals, they are multicellular. Whereas Paramecium, although the mode of nutrition and other characteristics resemble animals, it is unicellular. Its body is made up of only one cell. So we have to place it under Protista, where we are placing all the eukaryotic unicellular organisms. After this they are saying fungi do not contain dash. So fungi is again a kingdom for completely heterotrophic organisms. They will show saprotrophic or parasitic mode of nutrition, and therefore we can say they do not contain chlorophyll, because with chlorophyll plants will synthesize their own food, but since fungi are heterotrophic, they do not have chlorophyll. Then they are saying a fungus dash can be seen without microscope. Now if we talk about the individual cells, in fungi also the cell cannot be seen with the naked eye. It is a very microscopic structure. But when we look at the thallus of a fungus, when we look at its body organization, these fungi are not in the form of individual cells. We will often see that the fungal body is made up of thread-like structures called hyphae, which are present in the form of a network called mycelium. So this mycelium of fungus can be seen even with the naked eye without microscope. So we are going to say a fungal mycelium can be seen without microscope. Then they are saying common fungi used for preparing bread is, now the fungus which is most commonly used in the baking and brewing industry is yeast. It is a unicellular fungus and we use it for baking as well as fermentation. So here our answer is going to be yeast. And finally they are asking algae and fungi form a symbiotic association called dash. Now when algae and fungi live in close association with one another, a symbiotic association, This organism is known as lichen, and their association is so close that by looking at a lichen in nature, we cannot even distinguish the algal and fungal partners. And this is called a symbiotic association because it is mutually beneficial. Both the algae and the fungi are benefiting from this association because the algae provides food, because algae is a plant, it is photosynthetic, and the mycelium of the fungus provides shelter and absorbs water and nutrients for the alga.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.